And here we go. It is another Wednesday evening, and this is Cubfidential. I'm your producer, Denzel Snipes. We got a lot to talk about. More winning Cubs baseball. Wondering how much longer they can keep it up. But got somebody coming in here who can do this hosting thing for Cubfidential a little better than I can. This is the Brooklyn bad boy himself, JB Ellis. Come on in here.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Cubfidential. Before we start tonight, I want to give the condolences to the Murphy Bleachers family. Their owner passed away earlier this week, so before we go on, let's just give our condolences to the family over at Murphy's Bleachers, which is across from Wrigley. If you've never had the opportunity to go to Wrigley, it's one of the major bars that you would go to before the game or after the game. It's a phenomenal atmosphere, and their owner just passed away, so want to give the condolences to them. Also, Lou Malnati's wants to get a deep dish emoji. Us and Lou are really good friends on Twitter. We go back and forth all the time. If you like deep dish, get it on the deep dish emoji. It's really important. Lou, send us a check or some pizza. Jacob's hungry. We need pizza. Or you can send us Portillo's. I know you guys work with them. I'll never turn down Portillo's. But before we go any further, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about. We got all the BS out of the way. Let's talk about a series against the Dodgers that just wasn't so good. We need the one and only Mr. Ubbs to step up to the plate. Mr. Ubbs, how you doing?
Oh, I'm loving my background. Loving my background on my wall thing. But either way, though, but the biggest thing about it is what happens with the Cubs every time they score 13, 20, 15, 17. That happens. It's like you just don't – it's like it never changes. It's like they just stop hitting altogether. I don't know what it is.
It's a very, very weird weekend. They had that 1-13-0 game and then a couple other games that they just couldn't get it done. But the Dodgers, even though they're not playing well, are a great team. What are your thoughts on losing 3 out of 4 to them at Wrigley?
Yeah, beat them 2 out of 3 and should have been a sweep in LA. So, I mean, really, overall, it was just a good time by itself. You know what I mean? It's like it showed that that the Cubs can absolutely stay with the Dodgers if it takes a playoff time. And truthfully, right now, with the way the Dodgers are, and it's a slow start and they'll start moving, I truly, truly, truly believe that they wouldn't have a lull this time if they decided to get it. Because remember me, I'm not that 111 win type deal and think it's invincible. So now they have a little bit of a better chance. So, but the Cubs and Braves and Cubs and Dodgers could be an interesting series.
Now let's get to the Padres series. Steele, goes 5 1/3, 5 Ks, win 4-0. You got Fernando Tatis dancing in the outfield as the fans are chanting, "You're on steroids." And I gotta say, to me, that was the perfect response because what's he gonna do? He can't curse out the fans. You can't get upset. It's done already. So I actually think his response was great. Let's start with his response before we talk about the game.
Oh yeah, good. I hate fans. I'm sorry. I do. I'm not sorry. No, the fans drive me absolutely up the wall. It's like they don't have a clue what steroids do. They don't have anything. They just kind of go along with the deal. But he handled it so perfectly that it made them even more mad, which that was needed and necessary. I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I loved it. I was quite happy to see it. It kind of made me laugh. And anytime you can smile, it's baseball. You're supposed to have fun, So I thought that was great. What about the game, though? Cubs, win 6-0. Steele throws, like I said, 5 1/3, no runs. What's your thoughts on that?
How many pitches? I have to go back to that. It's like I wish they'd let him stay longer. It's like that 5 1/3 drives me, and that kind of drives me nuts because who knows if he gets hurt over the year. But this is a great pitching staff, and Hendricks will just make it better as he comes back in May. So that's one thing. We've seen quite a few shutouts already. And it's not 1-0 or 2-0. It's 4, 6, 5, 7. It's 13, obviously. It's like the Cubs just got a good pitching staff, but the hitting is following. Last year, if the Cubs had a shutout, it'd be 1-0.
So he had 98 pitches, just so you know. So he's about the 100 pitch mark, which is kind of like that. The de facto pitch mark that most teams go with now for starters.
Lost some control. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, this pitching staff has taken on a life of its own, and this lineup, which seems to be consistent almost, it kind of scares me. Ross is not tinkering with it, and they're hitting. Nico Horner is hitting like a monster. You know, Swanson has got to do a little bit more. Bellinger's doing decent. You know, I think that was the best signing of the offseason because it was a show-me contract. It was cheap. You know, Mancini got his first home run tonight as a Cub. They're down 1 in the top of the ninth. You know, I like this lineup, and Suzuki just came back.
And even better is the fact that Seiya Suzuki was hanging out with Shohei Ohtani in the offseason trying to get him to go to Chicago. So,
Yes.
so that would be that's the great. See, this is why I'm gonna be writing an article. I'll be writing a column on Dusty Baker needing to be. I mean, we need to give him the ring because of that stuff. Because before Dusty Baker, we didn't have options like this. The Cubs did not. And
Right.
now there's an option to get the best pitcher in baseball and one of the best hitters in baseball.
Without a doubt. And I mean, it's phenomenal. Let's move on to this Cubs for you. So this was done by our producer. I'm going to disagree with his choice, but I can't say it was a bad choice. You know, it was Yan Gomes, 4 for 4, home run, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs on the 25th yesterday. Great choice. I think Nico's this Cubs for you, but why is it Yan Gomes? What does he bring to this team?
I'll tell you this about Yan Gomes. Someone said this on Twitter. They were talking about how Yan Gomes is absolutely positively helping this pitching staff with the amount of shutouts there are and the 1 runs and everything like that. Then you go over to the Cardinals. This is what they were saying to get the exact opposite. And it's like that is one of the things that Gomes is doing right now is that the pitching staff is getting pitching shutouts and he's controlling the games and it's all that kind of stuff. And it's like the 4 for 4 is bonus. He's not he'll be at the end of the year, he'll be about 230. That's what we expected in the first place. But It's fun to that. But the one thing I got to give him all the credit in the world is he is absolutely helping this pitching staff. And it would be really hard if he went down.
You know, he's earned his money. He's done well. You know, quite loving the job he's doing. As I know, Mr. Rubs is having some power issues, so he's trying to get that phone charged up. We got a few minutes left to go.
Go right ahead.
We're gonna do the Hot Cub time machine. Rick Russell, 3.50 ERA, 3-time All-Star. You know, the guy reminds me of Money in the Bank. What do you think about Rick?
Camp Point, Illinois, Quincy, Illinois. Rick Russell himself, Paul Russell themselves. Tremendous, and tremendous pitcher. But the one thing I loved was the fact that I love pitchers that don't have overall power, but they just have that consistency, and it's like that easy fluid motion, and you're swinging and missing anyway, or getting that ground ball. That's what he was, and considering that what I knew him later, when I saw him later in the career and everything like that, he was just a big fat guy, but he had that slow motion. You know, he had that slow, easy motion, and it's like it caught some strikeouts, and then he did not give up a lot of runs.
Right. When you said big fat guy, my immediate thoughts went to Lance Lynn over on the north side. I mean, have you seen him?
Yes.
Listen, I was watching a White Sox game a couple of weeks ago, and he gave up 2 home runs, and just watching his body reaction when they were hitting him, yeah, it was great. But we always a chance to dish on some of the Sox here. The last topic to the brief Cubfidential this evening. We got a lot of stuff going on. NFL draft tomorrow. Yeah. Johnny Shear and James Lights Out Tatum are there. Lights Out is excited to be at the draft. He's got a whole bunch of stuff in store for us. I hear there's going to be a special gauntlet going on with our producer, Denzel Snipes. We got people in Kansas City. We got people in Atlanta. We got people all over the USA. If you're not watching Sideline Sports, I don't know what you're watching. Exactly. Come or done. Justin Steele, 15 wins this season.
You know something, the way that's going, if Ross doesn't give the real Ross loss enough of those and everything, and he leaves the pitchers alone, absolutely he can. And then I could see 12 to 13 for Hendricks after that, and I could see 14 for, and I could see 14 by itself for Stroman. So it's like we're going to see, and then Talian's got to come back because he started the year injured, and now he's going to come back himself. I think he's going to be better.
Yeah, so we're getting Talian back. We're getting the professor back. This pitching staff's only going to get better. This is going to be a team that's going to be in play. I mean, the Pirates are playing phenomenal baseball. Milwaukee's Milwaukee. Laugh at the Cardinals. We all love doing that. You know, so we have a shot at the wild card.
We have a shot at the wild card, but I am never going ever going to laugh at the Cardinals because you can just never tell. You just never tell. It's like
laugh at the Cardinals.
You know, they're just too consistent. It's like
you're out of order. You're out of order.
Huh?
You're out of order.
Well, I'm out of order all the time anyway.
So, you know, that's pretty much it. That's all we have for tonight. We just did a quick little show. We got a lot of stuff happening this week.
Great NFL draft.
The Sideline Sports family is all over everything. You know, don't think we're going to cheat you on Cubs baseball. We're going to be back next week after the NFL draft is over, talking lots of Cubs baseball, hopefully a great winning week. But, you know, make sure you check out James Lights Out Tatum and Johnny Boy Shear in Kansas City. The special episode of The Gauntlet's going to be lit. I heard, you know, it's going to be probably one of the best shows of the week. You know, and Mr. Rubbs, where can you be found?
Sunday nights, the Basket Bros. Monday nights, Pundit Views, which got the next 3 to 4 weeks all set with great interviews and one possible big one. I will let it if it says yes. If they say yes, I will let it out because it's a nice possibility. Wednesday nights, these three, Pundit, the Sports Exchange, and the Cubfidential. Thursday nights, Once in a Blue Moon, when we get ourselves a chance, Yin and Yang. Friday nights, When They Need Me, Gauntlet. So I stay pretty busy, plus dealing with a couple of different movies and getting ideas.
So, guys, if you aren't subscribed to the Sideline Sports on YouTube, make sure you do that right now. Make sure you're paying attention to the draft. We have it covered from front to back. Make sure you're watching the special Gauntlet coming out. If it's tomorrow or Friday, I don't even know yet. We haven't even decided. I know we're working on that as we speak. Make sure you're watching Pundit's Views and Pundit's Pundit. Great shows. One of many shows we do have on the network. They're all off the charts. Make sure you're watching Tuesday nights with us and Dave DeRocher. Maybe I'll say his name right eventually. Who knows? And the rest of the Sideline Sports crew. But until next week, this has been Cubfidential. We're out of here.